So as some of you may or may not know, out here in the channel, and for those that have been watching on YouTube, we've been playing Final Fantasy XIV for approximately 3 months. Because we set ourselves a challenge. We wanted to see if we could get through this entire story, Realm Reborn to Shadowbringers, within the space of a couple of months, and be there ready for Endwalker. I didn't think it was going to happen because of the sheer amount of content and story that it'd have to get through. Realm Reborn was a little bit rough up until Titan. After Titan, I was gripped in the story. After Realm Reborn, I was committed to playing the everything of this. And we did all sorts of stuff. We even took a month-long break from streaming in the middle of it too, which made me even more concerned that I wasn't gonna be able to get everything done. But we did it. We actually did it. And as the stream title says, WoW Refugee takes on Final Fantasy XIV. That's never been a joke. We used to love World of Warcraft. But with all the controversies and the shitty systems they keep implementing that no one really wants, and everything else happening, I can't support that game anymore. And to be honest, I don't think many people should. But that's open to debate. And whether it's a better game or not, it's also up for debate. But I'm highly enjoying Final Fantasy XIV, more so than I ever did World of Warcraft. This game has been so welcoming in its community. It's been such a positive reinforcement on my life. And this game has been a friend when I really needed a friend more often than not too. This game is amazing. The story, the gameplay, the raids, the stupid mini games, the ability to change your job on the fly to be whatever you want to be at a current moment in time. Whether your friends need you to be a black mage blowing up the freaking moon to like save the party with an LB, doing constant big damage DPS, or your healer, or a tank, or anything. You can just be whatever you want to be, and that's always been absolutely amazing. Just to switch and have that freedom to be ready for whatever your party needs to be. If someone's like, oh, I don't want to tank anymore. Do you want to tank? Sure, let me tank. And they just switch their class. No 80-hour grind session optimized on a different character on a different account, ready to go. None of that shit. Just boom, your character's ready. You got the gear, you got the rotations, you got your macros, and all your little button systems worked out. Go for it. And that is awesome. That is super sick. Speaking of buttons and stuff like that, with all the new buttons that we're gonna need and all the job upgrades, I'm gonna have to optimize my my layout again. Maybe we'll actually get around to using this Naga, this mouse, with the ball of the buttons on the side. Probably gonna get around to using that. But I'll ramble on for a little bit more, I think. But I've been thoroughly enjoying this game. Immensely enjoying this game. And I would highly recommend anyone who's been... I'm sure everyone who's like watched the playthrough on YouTube or watched it on stream has played this game. Probably several times before me. But absolutely play this game. Support these creators. It's very rare that I'll say that too. Because usually it's like, oh, you buy a game, you do some shit in the game, you move on to the next one. There's rarely been a community of like the developers and the people, the players. They've had such a dialogue and such a constant streaming of communication, such as the Final Fantasy XIV devs and the community that plays them. And they absolutely adore their fans, and we adore their game. And it's rare to see that these days. In a world that's filled with controversies, full of bullshit, full of red tape, through of SJWs ruining most things. We're not allowed to have fun in games anymore. Final Fantasy XIV really tries to just have fun with what it wants to do. And just have, I don't, it's hard putting into words when I'm on the spot. But staring down whatever the hell this thing is, it's like a spaceship heading towards the moon. Staring that down with like 30 minutes left to go. With 30 minutes left to go. The storyline of 11 years is coming to an end. Everything we ever knew in love might possibly change. Predictions for what's gonna happen at the end of it. They had a big banner show at the end of it of like all the characters in the game. It's like, hey, look at all these lovable characters you've known over the years, or months in my case. And something bad might happen to all of them. They might all not make it. And I'm like, shit. They right. They might not all make it. I'm ready to bawl my eyes out on stream. Trust me. I'm ready for that shit. I'm absolutely ready for that shit. Absolutely ready for that shit. Absolutely ready for that shit. What do I think will happen though? I think one or two characters will die. I think death, loss, and acceptance is going to be a big part of this. I think this is going to be a huge part of it. Alphinaud has been set up to not deal with losing people well. And so far he's not lost everybody or anyone except for kind of Minfilia. Alphinaud didn't really bat an eyelid when Papalymo passed, funnily enough, but I guess he didn't know him that well. But now it's a much more, this is the cast that traveled with them to the to one of the shards in Shadowbringers. This is the squad that came with them. And they're a lot closer. They're a lot closer than where they were before they moved to the other shard. And then we fought the Seniors together. In the previous MSQ, Alphinaud has been set up to have a bad time when he loses something. And I think one or two characters might possibly like kick the bucket. I think Alphinaud is untouchable, right? I think Alphinaud is the heart and soul of this game. It seems to all revolve around him in some way or another. Alphinaud's like the protagonist's companion at all times, almost at all times. Alphinaud is with you, with the Warrior of Light. And even the tech demo for Endwalker, he's literally fighting alongside the Warrior of Light, fighting Xenos with his new Sage class, Sage job. I want to see how Alphinaud gets that. If it's like a coming of age thing, or it's a thing where when he gets back with his dad, or makes things right, or makes him see everything. Charlene's like, all right, we're teaching you like the best that we know. Booyah, here's Sage. Big DPS plus heal. Y'all can you feel useful now? Do they dare kill Alize? I think if you want to hammer in to hammer in the Alphinaud story, it would probably with Alize dying. I think that's how it would be. Also, morning, Chris. Welcome to the stream. Plot twist: Alphinaud will be the one to die at the end of it. I think more people need to die to make it worth it. Who knows? It might be a everybody dies and the world is remade again situation. We don't know yet. No one knows. We're going in complete. Everyone in the world is going in completely blind, of course. Everyone's going in completely blind. Everyone is going in blind. And that's another thing. Throughout my entire stint of playing World of Warcraft, I found it very difficult to keep up with like the latest content, the latest expansion, because as soon as that expansion is done with, you can't play the content anymore. You can't. It's impossible unless you're playing classic or non-official servers. Unless you're doing that, there's no way to experience the game. And even if that's the case, there's no way to experience what the game used to be like with the people who experienced it for the first time. It's impossible. Literally impossible. It's something that doesn't exist. But thankfully, with Final Fantasy XIV existing, you experience all of the story anytime you want, in any way that you want, however you want, which is the golden selling point of this game. The golden selling point. Every inch of every expansion can be experienced like it was from when you initially first played it, or however everyone else initially first played it. But never in my life have I played an MMO where I have been ready. Never in my life have I played an MMO when I'm ready and waiting at current content, ready to go. Never been ready. And today, of all days, 20 minutes to go, we were ready. We got the MSQ done. We met the Lady of Light at the end at Shelter Lake. She told us the end was coming and to be ready. Prepare for the coming of the end. And we are ready for the coming of the end. Unfortunately, we don't have several classes ready at 80. However, we do have the bonus of Tank Q, because we have a Dark Knight leveled up and ready, level 80, with Exartic gear, ready to rumble. So we don't have to farm, we don't have to grab anything else. We've got some really damn good gear. We also farmed out the Heavensward weapon, Cronus. So we're sitting pretty on that too. We're good to go. This video is just gonna be like a thoughts and feelings, less of a ramble. But again, to reiterate, because I've been talking for so long now, this game means a lot to me now. This game means a whole lot to me now. It's allowed me to interact with my chat on stream a whole lot more. It's allowed me to share and document my story for Final Fantasy XIV all the way from the start, when I'm doing shitty side missions and Livy quests when I don't know what the fuck I'm doing, all the way to just blitzing through main story quests, knowing your rotations and your abilities inside and out and how to do them properly, and all that good jazz. I'm so unfathomably excited to be playing this finally. So unfathomably excited. "18 minutes to go. 18 minutes to go, chat. Who else is excited to play this? Who else is super excited to play this? I don't know what we're going. I don't know what's gonna happen. How I think it's gonna start. I don't think it's gonna be the end immediately. I don't think people are just gonna fall from the sky and have trouble. What I think is gonna happen is everyone travels to Charlene together after Krell gives us passage. We get there. We deal with a bunch of bullshit. We're rebutted at every turn, but we make 1 or 2 friends. We get the inkling of a conspiracy. Someone gets kidnapped, and then we have to do a raid or a dungeon. We save them, and then there's another conspiracy, and then a trial, then something else. And then midway through us being in Charlene, we'll hear that, oh, the end is nigh. We need the Warrior of Light to return home. There's demons falling from the skies, and there's fireballs and like a meteor shower and everything else, and we're like, oh shit, we gotta go home. And Charlene will be like, nah, you're talking rubbish. We're not allowing you to leave now. And then some sort of thing will happen, and then we'll convince them to join us because it's literally the end of time. And then Alphanol will be like, oh, he'll learn how to do Sage or something. Then we come back and we try to hold back the tide and we fail to hold it back. Or if we hold them back even a little, it's only temporary. And then after that, we probably have to go to Garlemald and be like, oh, shit, this is the source of where all this is coming from. We go there, and then we will lose against Xenos, and then we'll get kidnapped, put into like a dream state, and then stuck on the moon. And while the end of the world is happening, all we can do is stand on the moon and watch. And slowly while that's happening, this fucking spaceship is heading towards us. And after that point, I don't know what the fuck's happening. That's all just my guess of what's going to go on. And throughout all of this, characters will die. I think one of the Scions will fall one by one on the front lines, holding back the tide. Every one of them as also characters that we know and love. Like possibly like Raubon and the Admiral in Kane Senna. I think so many characters that we know and love will die. I think characters from story quests and side quests will die. I think we're gonna watch loved ones drop dead one by one, and all that we're left with is just dread and a sliver of hope that what they feel looking at the moon, knowing the Warrior of Light is on there, trying to like end this madness. Gigabrain theory? I don't know if this is possible, but I'm wondering if our main character, the Warrior of Light, might die. I think your main character might possibly die. And then on the next expansion, it's like a reset. It's like 10 years in the future. If we'll see if Heidelin and Zodiac are still around. But could you imagine that? These like it resets the entire freaking thing because your main character literally dies. The player character literally dies. That would be insane, dude. And then you gotta play the story again from the beginning, but it's like a reset. You start again from level 1 and work your way up to level 90. Yeah. But it has to be a different character, and they can't look the same as your original. That would be so ridiculous. I don't think that'll happen, but in case this is like a Gigabrain theory and this gets saved on the internet and I'm right, holy shit, what a prediction that would be. What a prediction that would be. But yeah, that's my short opinion. Probably for like 30 minutes of me just talking about Endwalker and what this game means to me. But thank you for watching. Thank you all for watching on YouTube. Everyone who's tuned in for all my content for Final Fantasy. I'm going to be doing other stuff on the Chimpit channel as well. So you can look forward to that. I'm probably going to be sticking with Final Fantasy 14 for a while. for probably for a long while. This game is absolutely amazing. We're gonna be leveling up a bunny boy on the European server, so you don't have to worry about that. That's something that we have planned, and that's probably gonna end up being my main after a while, because we haven't done any extra content other than the Heaven's Ward relic weapon for Dark Knight on the my main character, which is on the Primal server, data center. Sorry. One last thing though. Special thank you to the one and only Trinomortal, because if it wasn't for his videos fighting Weapons Refrain Ultimate on his channel, I would not be here playing this game today. I would not be here playing this today if it wasn't for Trinomortal and all the stuff that he's done with this game, making it look so much fun to play with his static. I'm looking forward to one day taking on the ultimate fights myself and getting really fucking good. But yeah, special thank you to you, Trent. If you ever see this, thank you. Thank you, my G. I really, really appreciate it. Thank you for gifting me this gem of a game and enticing me to play. And of course, everyone on YouTube, thank you so much for watching. Enjoy the rest of the playthrough of Endwalker. I'll see you then.